Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the hapless heroes.
What do robots journal about? Who the fuck knows? But it's important.
Robot
to him.
scientists.
Clothes,
Right,
boys, and shoes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I'll be your host and DM. Start off with our cast. To my left, we have Massimo playing Morton Mac, a.k.a. Gorgeous Mort.
Let's get it.
To his left, we have James playing Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
And we have Dave playing Omega Project Prototype 0.
Greetings and salutations.
Zach playing Peridot Lincoln Woods.
Peridot Lincoln Woods here.
You can try that again if you want.
Oh,
I
Kermit
thought
the
it was
Frog
funny.
shit
I was
going
just
on there.
faking of Kermit the Frog. It was as if I were confused about what character I was getting into here, Fran.
Yeah, you're stuck in Kermit. That's okay. And John playing Lord Jarrell the Light.
Pleasure as always.
So when we last left off in the show, you guys had sort of resolved everything for Igor's challenge, and you guys kind of were swindled and realized that.
Fucking Igor will pay.
I mean, you still have arguably a powerful magic item with you, but you've also lost a lot of your stuff. Some of you guys managed to wrestle it back from the power of whoever this person was.
That's right.
Because you found out at the end of last episode when you guys went to Ferks Moldar that the truth is still out there.
Yeah, and he's being a shisty bastard about it.
Right.
Is it really the truth if no one knows it?
Yes. That was deep. That was deep.
In
Yes.
fact, the truth isn't out there because
Yes.
this reclusive dipshit is hoarding the truth on us.
So, well, he's still a little salty from the whole interaction when the bell tower collapsed and you guys came out and he finally figured out the truth and we were
beat
kind
him
of
to
like,
it,
we know. So, there's just that little,
A little animosity going on there.
just a bit.
Animosity. We got a fucking building dropped on us. Cut us some slack. It's not like we could just run out and tell him.
So now Zero, I'm going to start by saying this. We're going to open the episode here. After kind of piecing together Fergus' reaction, you realize that your notebook now is in the hands of a stranger.
It is.
And you have not told anybody what's in that notebook, but you've told me.
Yep,
So I'm just letting you know.
that is correct.
And then Jarrell is still missing his family's heirloom
Right.
plate helmet.
And Jarrell is livid about this. And he says, wait, did he just say my helmet was stolen by a ghost? And he starts pounding on the door.
You would think it's a ghost. So you're just
I'm
you're
pounding
just
on the door.
blasting on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zero wouldn't be pounding on the door in this situation, but he's definitely taking no steps to stop Jarrell from pounding on the door.
So like before, there's definitely a pregnant pause, right? Because there's just no response from in there. You give me a perception check, Jarrell.
Well, we know he's in there, but unless he snuck out a back door.
Don't give him any
15.
ideas.
15.
15. You can hear a very long, drawn-out sigh come from somewhere in the room.
And what would that sound like? Longer.
You know what?
Do it again.
All of a sudden, a bunch of tiny knives appear out of nowhere and start stabbing Peridot really annoyingly. They don't do any. They don't do any measurable damage, but they do hurt your pride.
Oh. I feel bad about myself. For unknown reasons.
So I realized I don't think we ever really established what Ferks's race is. So after some discussion and hold, we decided that he walks over. You hear him like open the door, and he's got this shabby looking like half orc, like male, dude. Scraggly beard, patchy. His hair's like a mess and just kind of like matted in front of his face.
Yeah. Look up Eugene Merman.
There you go. And he just looks
Sorry,
at you,
Eugene.
Jarrell.
If you're a listener, no offense.
He knows what he is.
That's terrible.
That's
terrible.
At Eugene
In the
Merman.
off chance that at Eugene Merman is an avid listener of Hapless Heroes, we sincerely apologize.
We're gonna
for
get
using
that
your
trending,
name.
And-
trending on
Right.
Twitter.
I
I'm
have
hearing
no
like
idea.
Gene Belcher just say like, "I know what I am."
I'm sure we can
right
find
before he
out.
hits the fart
Yeah.
noise button on his keyboard.
He's
Anyways.
a comedian. He's very comfortable with making fun of his own appearance, I'm sure.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, anyways, Ferks opens the door while you're like mid knock.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your hand just kind of hits air, and he just looks at you with your fist kind of in front of his face, and he's like, "What do you want?"
And I just go into a long rant. Igor, he's not dead. He stole our things. It's our things. We must bring him to justice. And I'm going to try, even with that, to roll persuasion.
Okay. I'll give you intimidation too, for that matter. Whatever's
Okay,
better.
it's just a 10.
It's just a 10. He just kind of looks you over, and he looks at, and then he just scans the group, and he does see 0. And he just kind of looks at you like kind of expectantly, like as
Why
if like,
do you
like-
bring these people?
right, like he was looking for you to say something because you're the only person here at this point that he would even remotely trust or care about at all. Do you do anything? He doesn't say anything. He's just kind of like, as Jarrell's ranting, he just kind of looks over at you.
No, he's pretty much spot on. We're furious. I'm furious. I don't even feel things.
Another like sigh. All right, come in. Tell me what happened. And he's like we said, kind of said before, his like office area is kind of in shambles. There's really just kind of a desk with like a lowly like sort of magical lamp like hanging above it. There's maybe a couple bookshelves in here, but they're mostly like kind of barren and dusty. And he says, have a seat. And there's like maybe some furniture just kind of haphazardly scattered about the room. It's like a little love seat. There's a couple chairs. Doesn't really make any sense.
There's a desk, right?
And a desk, yes,
Okay.
that he stands behind.
Do we get the sense that he lives in here?
There's no bed in here, so
But yes, we do get the sense that he lives in here.
Lonely situation he has going on there.
Look, as someone who's slept on an unfolded futon for at least 5 years of his life.
right. He says, "Okay, well, why don't you just start by telling me what you know?"
So Jarrell will stop up and explain to him that we went to the competition.
What competition?
We saw a flyer for a competition in which we would win a fabulous prize. We attempted to join. Hoblet even won.
How did you find out about this challenge, this tournament?
Well,
Do you still have one of those like flyers?
Paradil pats around his pockets and sees if he finds any of the flyers that are still on his person.
You did take one from Hoblet
Yeah.
and read it back to him because
Yeah.
he took the stack. Yeah. So did you like give it to him?
Yeah.
He kind of like looks it over for a minute.
And I sort of elaborate upon the fact, that was the weirdest thing, that after the competition, the entire town of Penthill was completely barren. It turned into a ghost town afterwards. Have you even heard of Penthill? Neither of us.
Yeah,
None of us had ever even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a township a few miles outside of town, maybe about 3 hours by camel.
Zero can confirm that. He's got enough terrestrial knowledge of the area
Yeah.
where, Penthill was a place.
Yeah.
Penthill is no longer a place. Everyone left.
Don't understand. And also, like, how this looks like something that Igor would do.
Yeah. Not to mention there was an entire town full of people who knew nothing about the fact that Igor had passed. In fact, come to think of it, you're the only person we've met who knows anything about the passing of this Igor gentleman.
Did Zero know anything about it?
No?
Well, Igor and I were dear friends when he worked here at the. I've been here for a long time,
Yeah.
And when he retired, he kind of went into seclusion. He and I would exchange letters every so often, but we never really saw much of each other. I knew maybe he was working away at something in his retirement. That old chap couldn't ever stop working. But I heard he had passed because he had sent me a letter as he was like falling ill, and I just was not able to get a chance to make it out there. I was called away. I was in on the main continent in the field. I couldn't make him back in time. When I had come home, he had passed away. I probably let a few people at the project here know who've been here for a while, but once he kind of went away, like a lot of people just stopped talking about him, or
How did he die?
He told me that there was something wrong with his heart. Last I knew, he was trying to maybe create something to keep it working, but it just seemed like natural causes. Like I just thought my friend passed away because he was
And
old.
you've been to his grave.
Yeah.
Was it an open casket funeral? Do you know anybody who was
That
there?
sounds like a terribly morbid thing to say.
I don't care.
I mean,
Yes.
I
don't think there's
don't-
anything too morbid for this Ferks Moldar private investigator. I'm just gonna take
The
a
private
shot in the dark
investigator is
here.
a scientist, not an investigator.
Whatever. It seems pretty investigatory to
It is.
me. Investigative?
This was
I
the
don't know.
Investigatory.
this is the magical investigations department,
Yeah.
right? So yes, he is kind of an investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose he would be.
E.
Well, Ferks, someone posing as Igor stole our goods.
What did he look like? Did he look like Igor? He's like, hold on, I think I have a caricature of him. Hold on a
I don't
second.
think he was
We went-
wearing a fucking name tag.
And he he's like, okay, well, gnome, right? He had a gnome. He was a gnome.
Yeah.
Okay, he had like a magical staff, and it was very unique. It was like sort of like a large staff with like some cogwheels at the top.
He had a lot of people working for him.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying here, Ferksy, is your man's not dead.
Well,
No, he's dead. I've seen his body.
okay, but
Did he have a twin brother?
No,
I think we need to show him the item we acquired
Well, I'm gonna reach down into my pants
before we pull this item out. I feel like we should probably explain to Ferks what it does, so he's a little bit prepared.
I'm just gonna pull the bauble directly out of my pants and just show it to Ferks.
Damn it.
Not knowing him and not
Okay, hold on a
explaining-
second.
explaining
Bauble?
anything.
It's an orb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bauble.
The
Upon,
bauble.
upon seeing this, does
pulls-
Zero...
The,
How many
the,
orbs
the,
did he-
the literal
just
name
one
of
of the
this
orbs
magic
on your
item is the
pants.
Just I'm
splendiferous
pulling
bauble.
red. I'm
Just-
pulling it out. I'm presenting it.
Just
to
one
him.
orb.
Okay. He immediately just like his eyes just kind of go wide. And he doesn't really have a lot on his person. You see him almost like reach under his shirt, right? And like you see him kind of fumbling around for a little while. He's also like messing with his pants or whatever, and he pulls out a pair of like golden silk underwear.
See, this intrigues me very much. I have.
Before, while he's extending the underwear, but before it quite gets to gorgeous Mort, Zero kind of sticks his hand in the middle and looks Ferks in the eyes. Focus.
Okay, so like no lie, I was trying to roll like saves for this guy.
Yeah.
And I rolled two natural fives, like just in a row.
Nice.
So like he's just still entranced.
He's gone.
Okay. I'm gonna put.
And it places him down in front of you, and he just starts reaching for the bauble.
I understand what's going on here. I was just a demonstrative tool. I'm not trying to swindle
His underwear.
our man's here and his underwear. I'm trying.
Well,
to,
he grabs he tries to
pull
grab
it.
the bauble from you.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it back and try to put it back in my pants.
Okay, you're gonna competing strength rolls.
Competing strength. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I got a 10.
It's a hard 3.
Okay, so
Your strength is a -1.
Correct.
You're a pussy.
That's why.
that's why he didn't arm wrestle you. Yeah. Yeah, so he takes it from you, and then he like grabs it, and he like kind of runs over back to his desk, and he sits down. And he's just staring at it, and then you see after a few moments, though, like the effect wears off on him as it did all of you too, and he's like stuck looking at this thing. And he's like, "Oh, what just happened to me? He starts like feeling around on himself. He's like, where are my underpants?
Would you please collect them?
And he like kind
Also,
of looks
perhaps
over.
launder them.
Yeah, he kind of looks over and they're like on the floor, and he's just like, oh, what is this? What is this? What is this sorcery?
So Gerald's gonna explain. He used that tool to steal all of our belongings. They got some back, and then of course Hoblet had to pull it out in front of everyone. Sorry, I just phrasing.
Phrasing.
Jarrell would
a
be
thing.
oblivious to phrasing.
Yeah, you know what? Just roll with it. You're
Just
that's
roll
right. You are
hard.
So
Lord
Hoblet
Jarrell the
pulled
Light.
it out in front of everyone, and they all pulled out their magical items.
At which point,
Wait, are we
Hoblet
still talking
just
about magical
shrugs.
items?
And they stole all of them. I want to bring these fools to justice.
I see. What? Who had something stolen?
I did.
Just the two of you?
Well, we all
Well,
did.
plus
They
everybody
happened
else.
to get theirs back.
Lucky you. This must be some very powerful magic here. And he kind of like keeps studying this bauble. He's like, this is very dangerous. And you just left this with you?
Now, is Hoblet mad that this guy's fondling his bauble?
No, he's definitely not leaving with it. But we're cool. Right now, we're cool. He's talking. We're
I'm trying to
cool.
figure it out.
We're cool.
So, Ferks, do you have any methods to track our prized items? I mean, we know them very well. I feel like there must be some sort of spell or way to track down these things that we've lost to try to get us on the trail of this culprit.
I think someone here can cook up a spell. We would use some scrying magic, but we would need to know details about the item, like someone who knows the item, you know, so those of you who've had them stolen would need to like concentrate in order for us to get any insight. It would be a good place to start. We get to uncover some truths. This is an exciting day, gentlemen. Please don't disappoint me. And he says, just a moment though, why don't we take this conversation where maybe we can do this together. And he kind of like underneath his desk like pushes a button, and you see like there's like on the back wall there's a big like sort of banner that's hanging, but it looks almost like it's like just like built into the wall, and it just says, you know, the truth is out there in big like bold like capital letters. And you know that you see that like part of the wall kind of sinks in and then begins to slide in to itself to reveal a passageway, and then it just reads out, the truth is here, as this doorway like kind of opens up. And he says,
Clever girl.
follow me.
All right.
And he kind of just like, you know, he just kind of, after a quick jaunt down a hallway. You wanted to use that word more, so, you know.
How long is it?
Doing it for you.
About 25 feet
It's a short jaunt.
at a time.
You kind of go into a much larger like room. You can see here that these are probably his chambers, because there is a bed sort of in the back, but there's also like, you know, a whole bunch of tables with like sort of crystal balls on them. There's like a litany of books like scattered everywhere in no particular order or assembly, but they all look like they've been used recently. And he has you kind of go over to this like large table, sort of circular table in the center with a large sort of glass like crystal like orb, like sitting on like a little holder, almost like a kicker's tee football, but like, you know, more ornate than that.
One of these
Ornate
days, you're
kickers.
gonna have to tell me how you managed to secure this extra office space. I'm always fascinated how people do this.
Took me a long time to fight for the space.
Oh,
They
I
just
can
couldn't
imagine.
approve the funding. They just couldn't approve the funding.
Oh, I mean-
It's always trikes this and explosions that and kill the undead. But who, you know, like no one pays attention to the investigations. Everyone just wants to blow things up.
And to be fair, it achieves tangible results more often. It's much easier to justify to the stakeholders and funding.
Regrettably, you are correct. But back to the task at hand. This is some very powerful magic. I apologize for my rudeness before, but I felt that, you know, I didn't really feel that all of you had cared about the art of investigation. So any excuse to assist some fellow seekers of truth, I jump at the opportunity.
This is going to be a fantastic win-win-win. You're going to be able to re-clear the name of a deceased friend. Jarrell is going to get the justice he so wants all the time, even to the detriment of everything else. And well, Hoblet's going to probably get to smash something at the end.
Yeah, Hoblet, you also notice that he still has your bauble. He's been walking down like the hallway and leading you into this room. He's still holding the bauble.
Hoblet is always going to stay between him and the nearest exit.
Okay.
At all times, even if it's to a noticeable point.
Okay. Got it. No, just understood. So Fergus kind of like motions to Zero and Jarrell. He's like, place your hands on the orb here, please.
Zero extends his hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jarrell does the same.
Yeah, so like you can start to see like, sort of like a smoky, almost like pink like substance start to swirl around in here. It begins to change colors, more into red, more into like purple, then to blue, sort of just shifting through all these colors. And you hear Fergus sort of speaking some sort of spell, and he says, "Okay, now focus on the item that you lost." You guys close your eyes.
Yep. And Zero focuses appropriately.
So the two of you, and you can see that Fergus kind of has his head down on the orb as well. You guys aren't touching anything, so like you actually don't see any of this. But in like sort of your mind's eye, it sort of replaces your actual vision. You can actually see, what you are missing. And they appear to be in a room full of like a bunch of stuff that people are sorting through. And you see like a gnome-looking person, wielding the staff kind of in the back. It's sort of like a still frame, right? Like shouting out like, let's get this stuff shipped out. We gotta move it. We gotta move the product. There's a discernible sound of water somewhere coming from outside of this facility, sort of like warehouse. And there's like a handful of henchmen here, and I would like you also. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make any checks. These are just kind of like perceiving through this vision. You can see that every now and again, like this gnome is like kind of waving this staff at some of the people working around, and it appears to be like affecting them somehow, but it's hard to tell. But your stuff is sort of sitting in a pile of other gear in some warehouse, and the sounds of water are rushing.
It would seem we're on a schedule.
And then you kind of release your hands from there, and he says, "Oh, yes, troublesome indeed. That looked very much like Igor, but I swear to you, I saw him. He is dead. I know that he is dead. I helped lower him into the ground myself."
Okay, so where would this warehouse be located?
I don't know.
By water.
Can't imagine it's been very far. You said this happened to you yesterday, or so. Like, I by judging by the sound of the water, I mean, it must be some sort of warehouse on the docks. I mean, I don't really spend much time down there, so I don't know the exact. I'm not sure where this is, but it doesn't seem far from here. That was definitely the sound of the ocean.
Okay, that's what I was. Yeah, I was like a waterfall, a river, or ocean waves. That's what I was gonna.
Waves.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's head down to the
That
docks.
narrows things down.
Yeah, we can. Hoblet can handle this.
Let's get it.
He says, "I would like to accompany you, if only from afar, simply to uncover the truth myself. I would like to join you on your quest for truth."
Jarrell nods. Please do.
Hey, let's put it to a vote. we need to have a secret commission here.
Yeah.
Are you going into the dark?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should.
Dark vision meeting. Who goes over? Who huddles up? Who among you goes to huddle up?
Paradil snuffs out the lights.
Just a moment, show. We need to-
Zero turns to Ferks. I still don't know why they do this.
If we actually established that Zero does not have dark vision, after all this time, We found out he's never had dark
Never
vision.
had it.
Yeah, but he's like a Roomba. He can just remember the layout of the room.
You run into a wall, turn around.
He's fine. Don't worry about him.
You got James with that one. Okay, so like what the three of you huddle up?
Yeah.
Because Jarrell was just like, no, please
Clearly
do.
voted. Yeah, clearly
Are
voted
you
already.
voting him in?
Zero wouldn't say no to an extra investigator on this job.
I mean, Zero knows him.
I'm just blindly following whatever Hoblet is saying, just out of the, just not knowing him myself. I'm
He's
just
your
going on
recent
his-
hero.
Why would you? Why,
Exactly. He's
what's our
He's
case
so
for not
vulnerable.
wanting him with the group?
I don't really
Can't
care.
wait.
Honestly, I'm not. I really don't care. I'm
Yeah.
just big dogging him.
Yeah.
You've been waiting to use that. You have been waiting to
I'm
use
big dogging him, okay?
So he what? You just wanted to use big dog as a verb that badly?
Yeah, I did.
Big
No,
dog.
I wasn't even thinking about that when I wanted to.
Can we calm
Honestly,
down
I
the
found
rest
myself
of
in
the
this
adventure?
situation, and we're
Just had to big dog him.
we're
Can we
just
call
got we
upon
just
the
got to big dog him.
Can we call him Big Dog from the rest
Hell
of the
no,
adventure
we're the
How-
big dogs.
Hoblet will turn to him and say, everyone who joins this party takes their own life in their own hands. If you can accept that, then come on.
Kind of looks at you like puzzled for a moment, like trying to discern what you meant by that. Like if that was a threat or if that was just a genuine honesty.
Both.
That was the point.
Right. I
Did-
know.
Does Hoblet here look like someone who protects anyone? He's
You're
not
not
really,
one of my homies yet.
He's not really a defender of anything. He's more of an offender in every sense of the word. Yes, even those senses of the word.
So you keep
And
very
even that
interesting
one.
company. Very interesting company.
These are interesting times.
Where is Felix?
That is a great question.
He
What-
ran off with Quinn days ago. We are unaware of where exactly they are right now.
Felix has some indecorous habits.
Well, someone's got to keep.
A regular old wordsmith over
Yeah,
here.
Oh,
someone's
sorry.
got to keep our nascent pirate
Whatever,
out
man.
of trouble.
It was a term of endearment, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, well, I say we put our ears to the ground and check out the docks.
Let's go.
He still has your bottle. He's literally just walking around with it now. He's
who did we decide was gonna carry it?
motioned because he realizes it's dangerous. He's like, "Oh, we should put this in the vault.
Mort. No, fuck that. No, sir. Mort.
This is dangerous."
Pants the orb. Let's go.
You're gonna make him try to strength check it again?
No, I am
knowing that
going to
you're a strength
persuade.
check?
I am going to persuade him that I am
Oh,
the most,
with your charisma.
the most worthy to be holding this bauble.
The most
In your
responsible.
pants.
Yeah.
Right in my pants. I just ripped it out of my pants, and now I'm going to try to
Right.
grab it from him and put it back in my pants. But just
Right.
telling him, yeah, I'm the most responsible.
We'll put it back in the vault.
Let's put it back in the vault. Gorgeous vault.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
They're attempting to put the bauble somewhere nobody wants to go.
Oh, yeah, that's a 20.
Nat 20 or just like a modified
Just a
20?
modified 20.
Yeah. Okay. He said he kind of reluctantly hands you the bauble. He says, "I hope you know what you're doing with this.
I'm just
Please."
shove it right down in my pants.
No, nobody knows what they're doing with this.
He stands there perplexed a moment. P.S. What is Gorgeous Mort wearing today?
We're still, I mean... it's
Are you
kind
still
of-
in your adventuring, like your Danger Silk?
No, Danger Silk has been put away. I am back into a tank top.
What's it say?
Tight joggers. Tank top says party animal. And,
I just really wanted to get a real good picture of the man just
yeah.
shoving this bauble down
Is
his
there any
pants, so-
accompanying picture on it?
Wait, just for reference, how big is this bauble?
A surfer. Like
why don't we say it's like? I'm trying to think of a good point of
like
reference.
a Tecmo Bowl surfer, though.
We're like softball size?
I would say just larger than a softball.
Okay.
it's just bulging out of,
Yeah.
Your pants.
the very tight pants that I'm wearing.
Is it glowing through the
Know where it's
fabric of his
going.
pants?
Well, to you, no.
Oh, okay.
Like it's only when you set your eyes upon it that it begins to resemble the most.
And only the first time. So.
So
Now,
everybody,
yeah.
every time somebody stares at my crotch, I will know that they're staring at my crotch because they're going to be...
Well, they're not going to see it through your
Tranced by
pants.
the bowel?
They're just going to see the bulge.
That they are going to see a comically large bulge.
Like you're overcompensating for something.
Softball bulge. All right, perfect.
Yeah, usually you have to see a doctor when you have that kind of issue.
Right? Is that a cantaloupe in your pants? Or
Just happy to see me. Is that a bobble in your pants? Or?
What an
So
oddly
anyways.
spherical erection.
So you guys leave the project.
No.
You don't leave the project.
Before we leave, I ask Ferks, do you have anyone on the premises that's specializing in magical textiles or cloaks? I have a recent acquisition that I need to be identified.
Oh, of course. Right this way. And he takes you into like some part of the Omega project somewhere in this like gigantic facility. And people are sort of like, inspecting magical items here. You actually see there's even like almost like a kiosk here. Like they do it for the public. There's not a lot of people in here because there's not a whole ton of magic items around, but especially with a recent theft also of a whole bunch of them. But they are offering some identifying services, yes. And they kind of take a very quick glance at this cloak and they're like, oh, I've seen that before. It's a cloak of elven kind.
Ooh,
Cloak of elven kind?
Yes.
sexy.
Were you to put the hood up, I feel that you might be very stealthy.
That's fucking dope.
I've got a reference on that.
You do.
Yeah.
Is this stealthiness quantifiable?
Yes.
It's a plus 36 to your stealth.
No, it's advantage on all stealth checks with hood up, and enemies trying to perceive you do so at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Boom.
Advantage
On stealth checks, as long as you have the hood up.
Ooh, I'd roll.
Always keep that
I'd
hood
roll
up.
steady with the hood up. Why
Yeah.
put it down?
Hood up all day.
Because, as it turns
to
out,
play.
people don't really trust you in social interactions if you're rolling around with your hoodie up over your head.
Really?
You look like you're about to
don't
rob a
really
fucking
trust
bank.
us in social interactions, anyways.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
We're a dwarf, a robot,
How seedy is this
some
rope?
dude in a tank.
The second part was just disadvantage on people trying to detect me.
Yeah, people trying to detect you do so at disadvantage.
All right.
Nice.
Or
Duly noted.
people trying to perceive you,
Right.
I should say.
All right. Let us make haste.
So,
I'm good.
you guys then exit the project, and Ferg starts like he's not really leading the way, but he's keeping pace with you guys, and I'm assuming you guys are heading straight for the docks, unless you're making any other stops along the way.
I mean,
No,
everybody knows.
and we are making sure. I'm assuming that we are all armed for bear.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Also, I realized, and this is like a horrible retcon thing that we have to do, but remember, Zero, in our last combat, like you had used a whole bunch of your crossbows and shit? You actually left your crossbows in the town before you went into the challenge. But it was still awesome to have the whole switching weapons thing
Right.
constantly. Because you literally went through every single weapon on your person.
I really need to do a better job keeping track of continuity issues like that.
I mean, I'm the
fired
same way. I gotta remember to cross shit out is my problem.
Guys, I have so much cool shit right now. I don't know if anybody's keeping track of my inventory, but it's
collecting.
bananas right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I'm probably, I might not even keep that in. I forgot about that. But yes, you are all loaded for bear.
Yeehaw.
So I guess where do you start? The docks are a very large place here. So you have a whole bunch of different sort of private warehouses that are probably owned by various businesses or import companies, probably, you know what I mean, to bring stuff in from the main continent down here. There's a number of different shipping facilities. One of them is even called one of them is even for Binion shipping. The fast with the finest you see on the on the warehouse.
Are there any street merchants? Or people on the street?
Not in this area.
No,
This
the
is like the docks. People are working here. You know what I mean? It's a lot of import, export. People moving around with large crates on. And you can see that there's been minor amounts of magic infused into certain little almost discs that they're stacking stuff on top of and sort of pushing them along, so they're kind of floating along. You know what I mean, to reduce the amount that they have to carry.
Are there any,
So I
Should we
have
inspect the crates to just
I have an idea.
But there's dozens of warehouses here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Any place to
I
get any place to
have-
get a cup of coffee?
There's probably somewhere within walking distance, just because people here are working pretty hard. Yeah, there's probably a little little coffee stand.
And obviously, that would give me a advantage on investigation.
No. Damn it. You would just be well caffeinated.
Sorry.
So I have. See, the range is only 30 feet.
Uh-huh.
But I have a detect magic.
I also have locate item, which is 1,000 feet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, bro, locate your
Yeah,
item.
that sounds.
What are you doing?
Could have did that.
Locate your item.
How long is the dock?
I mean, we're talking about at least, like, let's see. I'm trying to think of, like
It's a few hundred feet. I mean, they're massive.
if you think about like a dock area, like almost like the Chelsea Pier, except with more
Yeah.
loading and stuff like that. Like how many? There's probably like 2 miles, right? Or a mile of like dock area.
What's
A
the
mile of
duration?
dock area is enormous. That is a lot. That's pretty huge.
This is
But yeah, about a
this
mile.
is the port city, right?
Concentration.
About a mile.
Oh, it's
Say a whole mile.
instantaneous.
And
All right,
then
why don't I
what's
say
it
half mile?
A little more.
All
Does
right.
it say like
So
5
just say-
minutes, 10 minutes, anything?
Whatever.
like that?
A mile.
Oh no, it's
Shut up.
concentration 10. Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
All right.
So you can do it, and then as long as
Jog.
you're yeah, like just fucking take a
Lightly
stroll,
jog
and as
through.
long as you're within it, right?
That's correct, right? 10 minute
It's a 10
concentration.
minute concentration spell for locate his item.
So he's able to sense the direction of the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of him. Yes.
Perfect.
If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the smart play here.
Can I jog the entire dock in under 10 minutes?
Well, given
Well, jog or until
what's your athletics?
Also, it says that the spell cannot locate an object of any thickness of lead. Even a thin sheet blocks a direct path between you and the object. There does not appear to be any lead between you and the object.
I also still have my potion of clairvoyance,
Uh-huh.
which
I still would save that.
yeah, save
you with that you can create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, a place you have visited or seen before, or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you.
Yeah, I remember because you were thinking about putting it behind the door or something like that before. I remember how that works. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
It's like putting like a little
don't know. I
magical.
feel like if
it's just
somebody
like putting a little
vanishes
magical
forever-
CCTV camera.
Right.
Yeah, it's like somewhere you know.
I feel like that's proper for somebody that just like is out of our lives forever, and we just need him back immediately. Like I feel like that could be used.
No, that's the candle of invocation.
Candle of invocation. That's true. Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
that one.
So,
That one. That one's intense.
Jarrell, you know that now the docks are on the northern part of the city, right? You guys are probably kind of entering it around the center of like the major dock area, which is about like 3/4 of a mile, close to a mile, like long. And it's within 1,000 feet of you, and it is to your east,
Onward.
ever so slightly, like northeast. So it's like probably within like one of these buildings. And it actually appears to be in the building marked Binion's Shipping.
fucking twats.
I see.
Of course it is.
Fucking twats. Let's go.
Binion bitches.
Really tempted to just kick the door in.
Hey.
You can hear there's a lot of movement inside, a lot of
Ram-
shuffling of
battering
feet.
ram on him?
Let's.
He stops outside, pondering. Him and Hoblet are both on the
Does
opposite
he-
side of this door.
There is, you can actually see that off to the side of this warehouse, there's sort of a larger opening further in, like near like the actual dock area, and there appear to be people loading stuff onto a small ship.
Do I spot my helmet?
It's far away. It's it's kind of a little ways out. Like you can kind of see people walking across some sort of like plank or whatever it is. You know what I mean? To get across to the to the boat.
It's not
But
on the boat yet.
no, you don't feel it moving. It's still in the warehouse as
Okay.
far as like
Well,
what you sense.
I
at
mean,
this
if
point.
we're being real, he can locate it like if we walk in the building, he would still know.
he
the
would know
loca-
the exact direction it's in.
Okay. So
How many workers?
let's go. Doesn't matter. It's your stuff. It
Oh,
got
it is my
stolen.
stuff. I just want to know how many workers were just.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I feel like we're just gonna stroll in. At
Yeah,
this
but
point.
they're also
Right.
like obviously under some sort of spell from this, imposter Igor here. So you know what? It's just captivate him back. We also have the bobble that we can,
We
use
can
to our
also-
advantage.
They
Let's
may have
start-
seen it, but we don't
Well,
know.
you never know.
We can start from the boat and work our way inwards.
See if it's already on the ship.
Well, he would
That
know if
and,
it's on the ship.
If we take the boat out of the equation, that removes their escape route for at least with the stuff.
It's a good plan.
We break the plank.
How else? Yeah, how else are they going to get the stuff out of this town in any kind of volume without the boat.
So what? First of all, I'd like to
Sabotage the
know
boat.
how many.
Can we?
I'm still doing what I'm gonna
ransack this
do.
boat and just-
I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna start walking out. I just want to know how many workers there are.
You're gonna like try to walk into the warehouse?
No, I want to walk between the workers, moving like assembly line style, or whatever
I mean, it's
they're
like
doing.
a ways away. Like you're standing sort of like at like like sort of this beginning area of a dock. Like the front of a ship is not too far out in front of you, but like several, maybe probably like about 50 feet back from that is the actual drawbridge. And you can see people moving in and out of like a sort of somewhat large opening on the side of this warehouse, but it's like a distance enough away that you can make out people and you can make out crates of stuff.
Okay, we're not.
But
quite
it's
on
not
it
like,
yet.
you're not quite on it. There's like it's a sort of a flat wall of the warehouse in front of you, and the entrance would be on the other side.
So we want to head there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're trying to the ship up.
It's a drawbridge, the plank.
It just looks like a large wooden board that they had laid out. It has a couple like little, sort of like almost like look like just strips like of like wood that's been put up on there to almost resemble steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kind of help people move along.
Perhaps.
But yeah, so it's just like it looks like a plank you'd use like to load stuff onto something.
I want
I
us
say
to,
we just go on.
I
We're
wanna
I want us
forward
to
here.
walk
Yeah.
in front of the plank. And Jarrell's gonna turn to Hoblet and just nod.
So at what point do
Let's
we
go.
do enough surveillance to find out exactly how many we're up against?
Can we take a perception check there? Just
I mean, you can't
I-
see in the warehouse. You can only see like who's coming out the side of it, loading stuff onto the ship.
How big is that door? The like opening where they're walking out of?
And how mean do they look?
It's about 15 feet wide.
Okay. So you can clearly see into the warehouse at this point.
Yeah, you can see a little bit. I mean, it's kind of large. It's more like a narrow, long building. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you've seen a few different folks like kind of go up and down this thing. I mean, they're moving kind of sluggish. They're carrying really heavy crates, and like there appears to be some like sort of assistance of magic there, but a lot of them are still stuck carrying it, like carrying full crates by themselves.
Okay.
Paradil's hood is up.
'Kay.
Nice.
Hooding up.
Bitchin'.
Hood,
I don't know why it was ever down.
Okay.
Do any of them notice us kind of starting to stand like a bunch of badasses in front of?
I mean, no, there's a bunch of people walking
Posturing
around.
them.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's a pretty busy docks area. No one's really paying you any mind yet.
Okay. I'm going to try to go further and explore a little bit
Okay, so
under stealth.
So if you're looking right when you're facing the building, like the sort of the south wall of the building, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you guys are standing facing north. There's on your left hand side. There's where the boat is, and that little area ways in is people loading stuff in, and then to the right of that it goes around. That's probably where the main entrance is, and then there's a small like sort of access door, at like almost like the right corner of this front like facade, with the Binion Shipping logo kind of like up and like sort of centered on the building itself.
Okay.
So there's a small access door here, and probably the main sort of like entryway and loading area, load in area on the right.
So we're not actually between the boat and the building.
No.
We're-
The boat is on the side of the building. You're standing at the sort of southern, like the sort of the front facade of this warehouse. And to the right, there's like another another dock that extends out that has like the people like going in to bring stuff in, and then they're loading it onto the boat through the side of the building that's docked or moored right on the side of the building.
Okay. Paradil's going to tiptoe towards that access door.
Okay,
I'm going to roll for stealth on that,
go
baby.
for it. Is anyone else following him, or you kind of just watching him kind of move up?
Well,
I feel like
yeah, I guess, but
I
I don't know why.
Jarrell wants
Why
to
are
walk.
we doing a
Yeah.
stealth roll if nobody's noticed?
us, but
Because
there's a
I'm-
ton of-
well,
there's a ton of
because I'm
people
going
Because he's
straight into the building.
approaching.
You're getting really
He
up
wants to
there.
see how you gotta see how
I'll,
quietly he approaches and like it remains.
Yeah.
I'll stay
So-
up about like 30 feet away.
I mean,
from
'cause
him.
I'm not
I'll crouch up.
stealthy.
I'll get up
No,
with
I
him,
don't
but I'm
wanna
not going to be
split
right
us.
next to him. I'm not directly with
Well,
him.
Zero-
I'm going to go just inside the door.
Okay.
I will say.
Hoblet is not going.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Zero is
stay-
not going because I'm not constitutionally capable of stealth.
I'm going to stay
Ditto.
like a healthy distance away from him, about 30 feet around the side of the door, and just kind of just watching his.
But
back
you're
a
just kind of
little bit.
standing there.
Just standing there.
Yeah. Okay. So you're taking your distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Give me a stealth roll just to see how like nominal, like just it's gonna be a nominal one. Just kind of blending in.
Lord, that is a 9.
So yeah, you're not. I mean, like you kind of stand out with your tank top and your, you're just your
And a
general.
loading dock.
Looking a little bit broy.
Your general person.
Okay.
Yeah, skinny bro, pretty much is what you are. But Peridot, you make it to the access door rather, undetected. What was your roll again for stealth?
19.
19. Okay. You're at the door. There's a single knob with it looks like to be like a deadbolt and then an actual like keyhole in the door as well, like the doorknob. I mean,
Okay. Is the deadbolt the deadbolt's on the outside?
it just looks like a little circle
okay,
with just a keyhole. So you can tell that there's two locks, one in the knob and then one just kind of bolted into the side of the building.
I tried to stealthily open the door.
It is locked.
Okay. Take out my thieves' tools.
Okay.
And stealthily try to unlock the door.
Try to go for that deadbolt first.
Okay. Just you add your dexterity. Because you're not proficient in thieves' tools, but you can use them.
It's 21.
Oh yeah. You managed to pick
Nice.
both locks.
Okay. Cool.
Way to go, bargain rogue.
Stealthily open the door.
Sure. The door quietly, but ever so slightly creaks open, but there's like a hustle and bustle inside. It gets barely noticed at all.
Okay.
Once he's got the door open, Hoblet's gonna move up.
Okay. So Peridot, what you see though is these guys are at least they're approaching. What's everybody else doing?
I feel like we should kind of move behind.
Yeah,
up behind
I'm
him.
still. Yeah, I'm just getting right up behind him now. That now the door's open, it kind of seems like we're, kind of in the clear. I'm right behind him at this point.
Okay. Jarrell.
Gerald's kind of following in the back. I think he wanted to go in the front load-in door, just to march in, but he realized
So
that
did I.
that's not how everyone's playing this one.
Right.
So he's in the back of the line.
Okay.
Zero's
And-
also towards the back
Okay.
with the comedy-sized crossbow at the ready.
Okay. So, Peridot, what you're looking at is sort of like you kind of enter in sort of like a service wall of like this warehouse, right? You kind of have like a few sort of racks of different tools to maybe assist with moving things open. There's a couple crowbars to hang in there, probably to open crates and whatnot. You can see there's like a sort of like a strip of like some sort of like adhesive or something that kind of marking like a line, and then there's rows of shelves. Most of them are empty. There seems to be some commotion more towards the back, but there are a few boxes kind of here and there. There's probably about 3 guys not too far away, kind of like just I think going for one of the boxes on one of these shelves, and there's about 3 of them. They're all looked about human, but they just kind of approach. They grab one of the boxes. Like you're maybe about 20 feet from them, but they don't see you.
Okay.
And then they just kind of grab a crate. There, you see them, hear them like over. Actually, give me a perception check, see if you can overhear what they're saying.
That's a 6.
You don't really make out what they're saying. They're just kind of
No, you don't hear what this.
it's just kind of like they're just kind of mumbling to each other.
Okay. So, are there any blind spots that I can detect that I need to shift my position to get a greater view of what's going on inside this building?
Over to the right, there is what appears to be some sort of like half-walled, sectioned off area where there's like a desk and some writing supplies, probably for like the warehouse manager, something like that to sit at, where you might be able to kind of like walk, like get into that sort of sectioned off room and like kind of peer around the corner. It might just kind of obscure you from at least one angle.
Okay.
You can see your friends are kind of starting to approach behind you.
Okay.
What do you signal to them? Do you do anything? Or are you walking in?
I whisper out the door as to what's going on, and I tell them maybe just stay put for 5 more or 2 more minutes while I shift my position over to the other adjacent wall and take a look at what's going on at this desk.
Okay. What do you say to them?
You've got 2 minutes.
All right. I do that. Wait, do I?
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. It's gone.
Do I see any little annoying shitheads with a staff that's barking orders?
Not from here. You think you can probably hear some shouting like off in the distance, but it's like with the way that the ceilings are vaulted in here, it's a little echoey. So I mean, there's definitely shouting and people talking to each other loudly and like things being shuffled around. Like there's a lot of commotion.
Okay. I do a little creep over to the adjacent wall to get a better view of the landscape here.
Right. So this kind of looks down the eastern wall of the facility. Right. It kind of just goes straight all the way down. Right. So just kind of rows of shelves. You can see towards the back there's like a raised balcony, and up there does appear to be
a little shithead
with the staff,
Okay.
sort of like just overseeing the whole like operation, like pacing back and forth. You see, there's also 2 or 3 people up there with him, like he's kind of talking to them. You can't really hear you can't tell what he's saying though. It's like off in the distance. It's about I'd say 100 feet away.
Oh man.
Is Ferks Mulder accounted for?
So he's we
He
should
fucking had to
address
come
what
with
he's
us.
doing. We should address what he's doing.
There's
So-
like a little bit of Hoblet creeping into my mind. I'm like, should I just fucking call these guys out right now and
Yeah.
fucking surprise attack them?
You probably would do a lot of damage.
I wish that before you did this, we could have had a chat because we could have had a good strategy that we're gonna
Right.
see how it
Yeah.
plays out.
You
I
see-
still think we're
All
gonna
right,
be-
All right.
I've
So
got
first of
my-
all, as soon as I get a greater
Well,
view
hold
of
on.
what's going on.
Let's address Ferks.
Okay. Well, he's outside, right?
He's outside, and
So I get outside.
You get outside.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Ferks. Well, if you're coming outside, you see him actually. You see him almost pull. You see him pull. Okay. You see him pull a potion out of his robe, or like jacket he's wearing, and he's like uncorking it, about to drink it, and then he sees you come back outside, and he just kind of like stops. He's okay. Like what's going on?
All right, here's the deal. There's three guys in there. I saw what appeared to be the Igor doppelganger, what have you.
Okay. And
I think we should get in there and surprise attack that bitch.
Did he have the staff?
yeah, you saw him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I be able to get in there? If you know what I mean.
No, we don't, and we don't want to know.
I don't know what you mean.
I can dispel magic. So basically, if I can get within 120 feet of this cat, I can render his staff useless
And which would render his army useless as well,
Right.
since that's obviously what's controlling him.
until he passes a save.
Okay.
So if you think that I'm not looking to go in and smash necessarily right off the get,
Odd.
but I could. I want to make sure you guys get your stuff back, and I think if I smash right away, then maybe they like burn the warehouse or something bad happens.
Wow.
If they really want to
All
burn
right.
the warehouse, I've got an idea for keeping a door shut.
Hoplet is thinking tactically weird.
This is.
So Ferks is standing there about to drink a potion.
Well, no,
and we're
unfortunately,
negotiating.
nobody. I have Trixie, okay? So I'm mad, but I'm not fuming.
Because you have what
Right,
you
right.
went in with, plus a cool new magic item.
So I'm here with my homies.
Right.
And I don't necessarily want to fuck the scenario up to where they don't get their shit back. Because
Oh.
that's what we're here for.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that and nobody is showing any signs of hostility towards us yet.
Okay.
So I can't-
So do you remember the heist?
Yeah.
Were you thinking in the best interest of everyone when you were trying to, grappling hook over a fucking roof and blow up our spot? I appreciate
Hindsight
Hoblet's sudden
is
change of
20/20.
change of thinking, but I can't say that I appreciate it as much now as I would have maybe back then, where you almost
Just how, like, a
ruined
certain
everything.
I
character.
think the notable difference here is nobody here has a plan.
And
So we're still trying to figure out what we are going to do.
I don't have a plan either.
Yeah, without a plan, there's nothing for Hoblet to screw up in 10 minutes.
and also it's very odd that
And
you
if
should be
it's his
critical.
plan-
It's
Yeah.
also very odd that you should be critical of someone's ability to maybe pull out an ability to change at an appropriate
It's in my
time.
repertoire. It's in my bag. It's in my sheet. Doesn't mean I'm not going to smash this fool's face. He tried to take Trixie.
The
He'll
anger's still pent
he'll
up
get
inside.
his.
Yep.
I just want to make him less magical.
Hey,
All right. How
that's
long
cool.
is this building?
About $1.20.
About $1.20.
Oh, fuck.
Can Hoblet cast this from outside and hit the little shithead?
Oh, I don't want to. I want to look him in his
He'd have to
face.
get a clear line of sight to him, probably
Yeah.
from
Okay.
where you were at, but he can attempt to.
All right.
Right.
You guys just want to bust in
Yeah,
here?
let's get in
Yeah.
there.
Just fuck shit
Yeah,
up.
let's go.
Yep. So
Wait.
So,
Ferks, what was this potion you got in hand?
He's like, oh well, I'll let you do the fighting.
Oh, really? Oh, it's so kind of you.
And he just kind of he's just like, you'll see. Hold on a second. He just like downs it real quick and then becomes invisible.
Oh, okay. That was a lot less.
Piece of shit.
You kind of hear a voice. You don't know where he is,
Well-
but he's like, I'm here to uncover the truth.
dear schmuck, you could have given that to Jarrell. He could have walked in, grabbed the shit, and walked back out.
Oh,
You're
well,
an asshole.
Hold on. Here, catch. Now make a perception check, Jarrell, because he's tossing you one, but you don't know exactly where he's standing. You have a general idea of where he's standing.
19.
Okay, you managed to catch the invisibility potion that he throws at you.
Score.
Nice. Positive.
You just had to ask.
Hey, Paradil, can I see the map real quick?
Pretty cursory.
Okay, so there's only 2 exits to this building then, correct?
The front
3
door,
if you
the
count
back
out
door.
the loading area
front door,
into the
back
water.
door, and loading dock.
door.
Okay.
I assume Igor is like on the far side of the main entrance,
Okay.
and
And then we've got the loading dock. All right. The front door, does it open in or out?
You can look over here. It's actually just open. It's like one of those like sliding, like just big, like
Wide,
barn
15
doors
foot.
almost, right?
A
Oh,
bay door.
They just like kind of slide in and slide out, so they just kind of open up. It's a big loading
That was
door.
the one we went in, was a sliding
small
door?
like access door, just a
A
small.
small
like,
access door, but does that open in or out?
it opens in.
All right, that plan's not... Yeah, that plan's not going to work as well as I'd like then.
Okay.
I was thinking if it opens out, have everybody else go in. I close the door, I put the immovable rod at the top and push the button so the door can't open, and then go around the other way, and I've successfully blocked an exit.
Ah, I understand. I understand.
That's
Great idea, though.
Yeah.
You could go
It's a
in and do
wonderful
that.
idea.
I almost
I
want
can do
to.
that,
I
but
almost
someone is-
want to reverse the direction of this door because I like that idea. And now all of a sudden the door actually looks like it swings both ways.
hot.
She said.
Yeah,
I'm just
do
kidding.
it
I'm just kidding. That was a terrible joke. It was a terrible joke.
But I
Um,
like it both ways.
Right. Oh, Montreal. Right. So, yeah, I'm just going to swap the direction of the door. Yeah, sure.
All right.
You can do that. That's absolutely cool. Like after you guys go in?
After they go in, I'm going to do that and go around the other way. So I'm going to let everyone know this door is going to be inaccessible.
Right.
Raise whatever havoc you want. Nobody's getting out of this door.
Zero's flanking.
Except
Okay,
for if
cool.
they. Oh yeah. Not
Yeah,
out
if
of that
anyone
door.
wants to flank with me, that's awesome. But
I'm going in hot.
all
I'm
right,
going in as well.
All right.
Jarrell drinks the potion.
You're invisible now until you attack or cast a spell.
Okay.
all right.
Let's use that to our
So are
advantage.
you going?
You're not inaudible.
Right.
You're just invisible.
Correct.
Are you going off to get your? I mean, the whole point was so that he could just go get his item.
And
Yeah.
the book. We do still need to get
The notebook.
Hero's notebook.
Yep.
Yeah, I could
So-
probably live without the book myself, but I definitely need to make sure that nobody else has the book.
The damage it could do
Yeah.
from recreating.
So
Yeah, I could, like, I am mechanical. I could probably do a pretty good job writing my own project notes on myself down from memory.
Of course.
I mean, goddamn, it's my autobiography. I better be able to do that.
Right.
But nobody else can have that.
You don't want an army of you.
Oh,
Yeah, what are you,
I don't
Bjork?
mind an
Evil
army of
army?
me, but it better be under the
They
right
better be
people's
under his
auspices.
control.
Yeah.
Right.
So wait, these are zeros. Did we address that? Did we ever actually explain that these are like what your journal is?
I think so.
Well, no, I mean,
I
it's
thought we did.
one's
Yeah,
just.
no,
I
it was-
told
it was
you.
addressed. It was addressed.
It
One's
was
just to assume that it's Zero's thought. Like whatever, it's whatever Zero. What do robots journal about? Who the fuck knows? But it's important.
Robot
to him.
scientists.
clothes,
Right,
boys, and shoes.
Dope.
Nice.
Oh my god, shiz.
All right. So we devise a plan. Okay. Paradil says, "All right, I'm gonna count down from 3. We're going to bust into that door. Hoblet, you're going to flank left to get a view around this blind corner.
To the right.
Oh, you have to flank right?
He's got to enter the building and go right.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the blind corner was to the left?
No, like... I mean, okay, yes, it is. Yes, 'cause
Okay,
you're going-
so if the blind corner's on the right, then he has to flank to the left.
Okay, Zach.
Jesus. Anyway.
So what's he doing with this blind corner?
He's going to look around it so he gets a view of Igor.
He
Sorry.
can use his
Right. And I am going to dispel his magic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so read to me exactly what Dispel Magic does.
All right, now that everyone's in, I'm blocking the door and moving around to the boat entrance.
Sure.
load-in entrance.
Yeah,
Street entrance.
same thing, really. Well,
We don't get access to the boat entrance.
okay,
There's
well, you
been-
guys all went in from the street entrance.
We went in from the access door.
Isn't that the same as the street entrance?
Street entrance is a big barn. That's what he was
Oh,
explaining.
okay.
Big
Yeah.
barn
All right.
doors.
No,
All
no,
right.
no. That's the dock entrance. Like there's the street entrance is that little access door.
Okay.
So what's this other door?
The gigantic warehouse
There's just-
door to load in. You guys went through like just
street,
a little
street
yeah.
load-in door. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like the dock side.
So
like
you
load in.
blocked the loading door, correct?
I
This is
blocked
where
the
we're
small
at. This is the
access
main
door that you
entrance.
guys just went in.
I see.
Now I'm going to the other one.
Okay. Hold on. What does it do?
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of the 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. So can I not do this? Is this not what I think it is?
You can dispel a beneficial spell that's affecting a creature. So like if someone cast aid on someone like on an enemy or whatever, or like
So I
know, a
cannot
big
dispel
buff,
the magic from his
fr-
fucking staff.
from the
Well,
staff.
What we can do is just blow his face off,
Yep.
and then he's not going to have any magic.
0. Shoot somebody.
I'm
All
not
right.
I'm not trying to like squash your dreams. I just like to dispel magic on like a magical item that someone's like like that's
Right.
that takes a little bit more than just like a dispel magic spell.
Okay. Failure then.
Like enchanted items are very powerful for a reason. They're not
great.
easily
It is great.
disenchanted.
So Jarrell starts walking in, realizing that Hoblet's plan is not going the way he thought. Do I see my helmet?
There's a lot of boxes. You don't directly see it right now. No.
Can I sense where it is?
It is to the north, like it's northwest of you, somewhere in the like back left corner, in that direction.
So about 120 feet. That's
are
how far
you-
it is to the end.
So,
I'm still invisible.
you're right.
Yeah.
30-second timeout. Are you saying anything to us, or are you just
You can't see me.
right? Are you just
Are
walking
you
away?
signaling to us that we're gonna like? Are you
Right.
saying anything? Hey,
He
I'm
can't.
gonna go find
He
a
can't.
fucking
Yeah.
helmet.
No one can see you.
But we can
Right.
hear him.
Oh,
He can talk to us all
Right.
day.
No.
So So you're just walking off by yourself to go get your helmet.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Do I see where Igor is?
Yeah, on like a balcony above the like the warehouse entrance, like the
Okay.
larger doors. It's like a balcony above where those doors open in from, and he's kind of looking down over the operations. People are loading stuff onto this ship.
Hoblet is going to. I'm approaching.
Where?
approaching Igor.
He's like on a balcony. Like you'd have to kind of go up a ramp and like you're gonna walk through a bunch of people.
Yep. Why not?
Are you trying to be stealthy at all?
No. Nobody's said anything to us thus far. I'm just gonna look
Because
like I
you're
belong.
not really there, like super
You know
close
what?
to a bunch of
You
people.
know what? I might pick something up. Like, are people carrying shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick something up.
You gotta pick a box
Like
up.
something. Yeah, a box.
Yeah.
Hoblet's
You're
gonna
the
pick a
winner
box
of the
up.
competition.
You know what? I'm gonna tag team this with you. I'm gonna get the other side of this box with you and look like we're carrying something together.
Igor doesn't immediately look, or sorry, this Igor air quotes.
Quote, yeah.
Doesn't immediately look over. He's still talking to a couple people up on the balcony. He's not looking down at you right this second.
You didn't say anything about other people on the balcony.
Yeah, I did. I mentioned he's talking to two
Okay.
people.
All right, fine.
It's all right. Nothing we can't handle.
Right.
Right.
And what are you doing? Just you grab, like, are you walking towards the ship?
Yeah, I mean, we're walking towards him.
Carrying
Okay.
a box.
Yeah.
So like you're
'Cause
walking.
Jarrell,
You're carrying a box away from like where everyone else is carrying boxes to, and walking straight towards the ramp that kind of like goes up to like where this balcony he's on. Like you're like kind of climbing stairs and like going
Hoblet's
up.
calling out, defective box coming through. Gotta go back the other way.
And Igor kind of like looks up at you and immediately recognizes you.
I'm following very closely
And he just
Oh,
you
no.
kind of just
beside Hoblet.
Have
kinda-
I made it? Hey, have I made it to within 60 feet of him?
yeah, but you're below him still.
But I'm within 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to cast Hold Person. He's a humanoid, correct? Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not fucking slipping away again.
Uh-huh.
He is.
Go ahead. He's got to make a wisdom save.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a
The
wisdom
DM
save.
said with maybe too much confidence.
It's a wisdom.
Okay. No peeking.
I'm not peeking, bro.
He's peeking.
He fails this.
All right. All right.
Welcome to the
Way to
Thunderdome.
A bunch of the people who were working, like I kind of surrounding you guys, like in this general area who are loading stuff in, like look perplexed. But the two people up with him, immediately draw weapons to defend, and that I think is what we're going to call this episode. Right before we roll initiative.
All right.
All right.
So that did not go at all how I had planned it.
It never does.
It works.
But
How did you plan it?
and by plan it, I mean loosely organized a couple bullet points of plot.
Okay.
A couple is how many?
3.
And it still didn't go as planned. He had 3 bullet points, and it still didn't go as planned. That's
How many did we
incredible.
hit?
Well, I mean,
All right.
Checking 0
no,
box.
no.
Igor was in it.
Yep.
One.
Success. We didn't just go totally off the rails.
Sorry.
No. It's quite all right. I just think it's really funny. I mean, granted, one of those bullet points is what the staff does. That's all that bullet point is. So it's
right.
like,
All right.
that being said, thank you all for listening. If you really like what you heard, we can be found on and engaged with on social media. We're on Twitter at Hapless Heroes. It's Facebook.com/Hapless Heroes. We have a subreddit. We're also just on Reddit, hanging out, posting art and stuff. We have an Instagram, also at Hapless Heroes. I think that's all of them.
I think so.
And
It's not like we need a Snapchat.
no, I never want to talk about Snapchat as far as doing it for. I just can't. I try, but I just can't figure it out. Or I can't see the appeal. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure we could tie ourselves to Snapchat and have it work.
No way.
You can still find us on Tinder.
You can swipe us right on Tinder.
Oh my god.
Just a picture of how.
Wait, is right the way you want to be swiped? Or the
Yeah,
wrong
dog.
way? You want to be right
Of
swipe?
course.
I don't know. I never matched on
Me
Tinder
neither.
Yeah,
when
me
I was on
neither.
it.
Yeah,
I never was on it, but
right.
You guys are so cool. Now let's just pretend to be with it. Yeah, of course it's swiping right. All right, man.
right. That's right.
I
I'm
know
not
it was
cutting any
swiping
of
right. I
this.
just couldn't get it to work.
These outros
for
are just
me.
going to become like an entire show in and of themselves at this
Just a
point.
maze of nonsense.
And if you like that, I know that you'll also love to give us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, because it would help us grow in the ranks, get more people to bring us more people to the show, and also we just really want to read your kind words. We know you're thinking them. Tell us. And also, if you feel that we just are like the greatest people in the world and you just want to support us even further, we have a Patreon page. We have some fun rewards, completely obligatory. Just kind of helps feed us, buy some pizza every now and again, throw a little party in your honor. We give more microphones, whatever. We use it for a whole bunch of stuff, and we really appreciate it.
Still waiting for that first platinum member.
Right? Tasteful nudes still on the table.
Yep, $100.
And if you really, really love us, break into a fortune cookie factory and stuff all them dank cookies with some promotional materials for our podcast. Maybe some tiny miniature pamphlets, or
Must be
your
made with the
basic fortune strips.
Love us so much that you interfere with the integrity of packaged food products.
That's right.
And for the Chinese word of the day or what have you, make it be smash.
I love it. Yes, do that.
Lucky number is 1, 1, 1.
Sure, those are lucky numbers.
Perfect.
Well, they're numbers.
The only number we know.
With that being said, let's go ahead and outro our party. Joining us tonight, we had Massimo playing Morton Mac, aka Gorgeous Mort.
Add me on Snapchat.
We had James playing Hoblet the Smasher.
What's a Snapchat?
We had Dave playing Omega Project Prototype 0.
For the sake of your sanity, don't add him on Snapchat.
Zach playing Peridot Lincoln Woods.
So long.
And John playing Lord Jarrell the Light.
I think I look good with the dog ears.
Just as Yo, throw that Snapchat handle out. Just to see how many followers.
No, oh my god.
At Mac Daddy 666. Upside down exclamation point.
Well, at least it wasn't Mac Daddy 6'9". We'll take it.
Oh my god. And that being said, I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week when we roll initiative. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
We say goodbye. Now get the fuck out
I'll
of here.
never say that.
Just get it.
No, I mean seriously, Lee.